My name is Kanan Tandi, and I'm born in Odisha and traveled across the country because my father was a government servant, and we have been fortunate enough to travel in the entire country. And the moment that we say that entire country, there are a lot of cultures that come across in our country. For example, you go to Rajasthan and you live in Bangalore, or you live in Jharkhand, or you live in Maharashtra, the cultures are very different. So my studies happened in Kendra Vidyalaya, and that is a central school, and that is where I had completed my schooling, and my bachelors also are in different states, and masters as well. My startup comes from this field of interpersonal communication, which means that understanding different cultures. When I was growing up, I had the opportunity to meet a lot of different culture people, and I also had made a lot of friends. That made me believe that once you know and connect with the locals or the people, you can communicate with them in a better way. And that is how my interest in knowing people started, and how to know a person when you are speaking to them, how to understand what they are trying to communicate. That made me intricated, and that made me believe that we should follow the communication in that. So before starting our startup, which is a tech based AI startup, artificial intelligence startup, our startup name is Cognito. But before Cognito, I was running my own training firm, which was called as Body Speaks Better. Under Body Speaks Better, I used to train people and in reading and identifying body language, micro expressions, emotions, and the basic counseling techniques on how a person is thinking and feeling. When we started this and it took long, we thought that why not make it artificial intelligence oriented, so that what I am doing right now can be done by a platform and more people can be helped by that. That is what we had thought. And we started Cognito, which takes the access of your microphone and your camera through the laptop or the mobile phone if you're using. It asks you few questions, like how we are in a Google Meet, and you need to answer the questions. After you answer the question, a report is generated, and the report contains three things: audio analysis, video analysis, and also text analysis. The text analysis and audio analysis and video analysis will tell you how a person is thinking or feeling. Now, it is not that easy to decode that. So we make it more easy by telling what are the different scores of an individual in terms of confidence, nervousness, confusion, positive emotion, negative emotion, how is their communication, articulation rate, speaking rate, and also what kind of words are they are choosing. After this startup, we are working with three different fields: education, recruitment, and banking and finance. In banking and finance, we are identifying the fraud detection. If a person is asking for a loan, does he have an intention to pay the loan back? Or if a person is asking for a claim, did that really happen and they are genuine enough to ask for the claim? That is the use case that we are working on. With the recruitment, we are analyzing the person's personality holistically, and we are checking if they are right fit for the company. For the education, what we are doing is we capture the facial expression during the interview that is being taken, and in the report we tell the students how did they perform in their interview. So that is the use case. So it started a few years back when I met this friend of mine. His name is Fasi Ahmed Fakri. Now he is the co-founder of Cognito, and he is a very intelligent person when it comes to the technical stuff. I had something called as the domain knowledge. So whenever you have a startup, you should have some experience in the same field. Now, if it is a psychology based artificial intelligence startup, there are two things which are needed. One is the person who has the domain knowledge or the psychological knowledge, and one is the person who is the expert in the technical field. So I come with the domain knowledge, and Fasi comes with the technical expertise in Cognito. So when we met together, we thought why not we create a platform which can capture a person's facial expressions and emotional intelligence, and which can tell us how a person is thinking and feeling. And trust me on this, 93% of our communication is non-verbal. So when a person is speaking to you, around 55% is the body language, facial expressions, 38% is the voice, the pitch, pauses, filler, cadence, tone, and 7% is words. Now this 93% of our communication is valid only when a person is talking about their likes, dislikes, feelings, thoughts. It will not be valid when a person is teaching you mathematics or teaching you a new language such as Russian or German. So once we started this, we got our first client, which was from the education sector. They told us, make this platform for our students so that we can capture the facial expression and we can help them in interview preparation. So that was the first use case, and we got a paid client. Getting the first paid client is a big achievement when you have a startup. So we got really paid well. And then we thought, okay, before this, we need to be somewhere where we are told how to work, because I can say that I know most about body language, micro expressions, psychological field, and how a person is thinking or feeling by looking at them. Fasi, my co-founder, can also tell about what code to be done and what are the AWS or Microsoft Azure, how to use that data and everything. But we both did not have the business acumen, where to start, how to form a company, who to ask for the investment, do we need investment, how to move forward and look for another client. There are a lot of things which comes when you have a startup. So I and Fasi, we thought that why not go and be incubated with somebody. Now that is again not an easy way, because at that point of time we have COVID going on. So we started in 2020 March, and it was active COVID at that point of time. Everything was closed down. So we thought, okay, is there a provision that we can have a virtual incubation? And we searched, and I got to know that now FIRE is an incubator in Don Bosco College of Engineering. Now I have come to DBC, Don Bosco College of Engineering, before as a visiting faculty for interview skills, body language. So I knew Don Bosco College of Engineering. And the main thing which attracted us was Mr. D.S. Prashant, because I remember meeting him when he was the director or the chairman, the head person in SIBA in the Father Agnell Institute. And I remember him meeting him in the year 2015. So at that point of time, the startup thing was very new, and I was just a trainer back then. And I didn't know that I should start something of my own. But I really liked the way he was helping the people there, and he was helping all the other people, and he showed me around. It was, to be very blunt, it was none of his business to show a guest faculty that what are they doing for the other startups. But I got really impressed by that somebody who's focused in getting all these startups up, especially the startups of Goa, which are really, really important. That got us attracted towards the FIRE, because we saw that Prashant sir is here. And that was a no-brainer for us. We thought, if Prashant sir is there, let us just go and incubate, because I know for a fact that he will definitely help. That was only the first part. Once we got incubated, we got accustomed, or we got introduced to a whole lot of team members which are there. For example, Ashlesha, Henry is not there now, but Henry, Arosh and Renu, and that back then we have Mr. Venu Gopal. A lot of people are there to help the startups. Hence, when we talk about startup, this is what we thought, that FIRE is the best incubation center that we can ever have as a Goan original startup. And another thing is, we were looking for an incubator which should be in Goa. Even if we are an artificial intelligence based tech startup, we got opportunity to get incubated in Bangalore and in Hyderabad, also with IIT Delhi. But we wanted something based in Goa, so that there will be this indigenous connect, because we are grown from Goa's soil itself. So that is why FIRE was the option. When you ask about the future is very clear. First thing is, we are not moving out of Goa. And second thing is, because we are operationally remote, that means our team members can be hired from India or from other parts of the world. So we are already globally serving few of the clients. And till now, we have not been facing any problem. Are we looking to grow? Absolutely. So when we are growing, we will have more people joining our team, and we will still be functioning from Goa. Like I said, we got the opportunity to move to Hyderabad, to move to Bangalore, and a tech-based AI startup should be in cities like that. And we were also told that what are you doing in Goa? You should move out of Goa. And we became rigid little bit at that point of time, because obviously the climate and the work environment and everything is very good here. So it's very much symbiotic when we are working here. And when we are thinking of moving out, the only way probably we will go is for conferences or conclave which are there. So future wise, we are still very much clear that all the team member probably will come to Goa and they will be operationally remote, or we will still be operationally working from here in Goa itself. The first time when we were starting and looking for the clients, we actually focused on something which is called as the media analysis. So that let's say a company, they launch a commercial or an advertisement. They do not know whether it is effective enough, engaging enough or not. So through our platform, we could have told them that this is the engagement level of your commercial. So that was the first use case. We did not enter there because we could not find a client. And the first client we found was from education sector. So that was fine. And once we built the solution, we thought, okay, now there is a good solution which is selling also. Why not sell it to other educational institutes as well? And then we got a client from the recruitment side. Once we got somebody from the recruitment side, we identified another solution that once you interview, let's say 100 candidates through our platform, you can shortlist them within 5 to 10 seconds, which will save a lot of time. Does it replace the HR manager in future? No, it does not replace them, because it makes them more productive. They can save their time. So initially, if they had to call a candidate and each interview would take, let's say 20 minutes or even 15 minutes, and they are calling 10 candidates, so 200 minutes of them are going there. We can save all that time. So all the HR managers or the recruitment managers, they can work more proficiently, more efficiently. So initially, it was little difficult for us to find clients, because more of the HRs, they were thinking that we are going to replace them because it is an artificial intelligence. Now there is another perception in India, probably in India, I cannot say about outside countries, that if it is artificial intelligence, it will replace human. It will not replace human from our point of view. It will increase the productivity. It will reduce all the redundant work that you had to do. For example, let's say initially the candidate, the HR manager had to call the candidate, ask for the availability, then figure out what is the time that which is matching for both of them, and then take the interview, then take the feedback, and then write the feedback and give it to another manager, then take their time. Now with our one interview link, all of these things are sorted. With one link which can be forwarded to even 100 candidates, they can be shortlisted between 5 to 10 seconds based on their confidence, expressiveness, attention, confusion, nervousness, everything. And then you can save a lot of time, which you can probably put in the productivity, put in more in strategy. So initially we had this little bit of problem, but later on we decided that this is how we can sell. That it is helpful for you, it is not replacing you, it is helpful for you to be more productive. Now coming to the BFSI, we thought that we will be entering into fraud detection, but we did not have enough data to tell that we can actually detect a fraud in an online interview. When we talk about fraud detection, there are multiple frauds that happens. There are two kind of people in the fraud area, you can say fraud sector. One person who does not have the money. When they have taken loan, that is fine, but now I do not have money. So it's, let's say me, I'm the person. I do not have the money to pay. So I become a defaulter, right? Second thing is, I have the money, but I found some loophole and now I'm not paying. Now the second kind of person is more harmful to the BFSI industry or the insurance and the banking and financial sector. So we are able to eliminate the second kind of person who has the money but is choosing not to pay, or who identifies some of the loopholes and now is choosing how to get more money out of it. So we have cracked ICICI Bank for that, and thankfully everything is going good. So now we are thinking of adding some more GTM into go-to-market strategy into the field. There have been questions related to the artificial intelligence platform, that how accurate it is or how accurate it is not. And we have trained our own model. Let me just make it little simple. It's like you are given a pile of rice, and at the olden days, if you remember, your mother or your grandmother, they used to take the bad rice or thing out, the grain out, right? And then this is the concentrated thing. So this is something we still do in artificial intelligence, but in a different way. So what we do is we measure all the person's accuracy in terms of training the model. So initially it was a manual effort. Now I and my team, we have trained around 80,000 different images, and from different expression we have identified how the person is thinking or feeling at that point of time. So different images, and then there is another 80 GB of data waiting to be trained. So we train the model as the time goes by. What is the accuracy of our platform right now? Overall accuracy is standing somewhere around 92%. We are lacking. The 8% is lacking because the system cannot still detect something related to disgust. Disgust looks like this, and contempt. Contempt is this. So that is where that small little fine tuning is needed. Some of the more fine tuning is needed when we are talking about the sentiment analysis. How a person is thinking and feeling, it also could be captured from what kind of words are they using, right? So if you meet somebody and they start to shout at you, be very careful of what are the words that they are using. So that is also where we are using our data training model. So all the models are proprietary, and we train the model as we are getting more data. That is the only way we are using the data, not for any other purposes. So to answer the question, the accuracy stands at 92% right now. A smart brain can cheat the platform, yes. But if you are covering all the 3 channels of a communication, then it becomes difficult. That's why we have 3 different channels. For example, if you ask me a question, why should we hire you? And you are measuring only my facial expressions, right? You are not measuring my words. So I'm purposefully reducing my voice so that you will not be able to hear, but you will be seeing my face when I'm answering the question, why should we hire you? So let's say body language wise, I answer like this. Now I did that on purpose. I was not speaking. From the body language, you can get to know that, wow, this person is smiling, this person is confident, this person is using hand gesture. That means definitely that is a good answer the person is saying. But on the other hand, let me tell you, I was saying, I was very good because I have done nothing in my life, and I have done wonderfully nothing as of now, and I have been waste for my whole life. So through the facial expressions, this is how you can cheat, and that is why we need to add the voice and also the words, so that if a person says only through the words, we can still capture that. Second one is the voice. So we have facial expressions, we have voice, and we have words. So let's say the voice is, I'll also give you an example related to voice. So my expression will be very good, my words are also very good, but my voice will not comply to that. So this will sound like something like this. Yeah, I'm very good, but I'll write about it, and I'm an amazing person. I'm an amazing person, and I'm good. This is how you get to know about the voice energy. So the answer here, our platform cannot be cheated by a smart brain. If a person is actually telling the truth, 3 of the things should be on the same platform: the voice, the words, and also the facial expressions. And that is when you can know. Now, if you ask me, how would some of the scamster or the person who loots you from their money, how do they do that? They are wonderful liars who have managed to work on their body language, their words, and also the audio or the sound quality. So this is what we are trying to work on now. There is something called as the baseline technique. Baselining meaning, let's say now I am being asked a question what is your hobby? And I'm saying, well, my hobby is dancing. I love dancing. And then you ask me that, why did you leave your last job? And I'll say, I left my last job because I wanted to do something else in my life. If you compare my answer of my hobby to why did I leave my last job, you will see a substantial difference in my voice, also my words, also my facial expression. And that is what we are measuring. So Kanan will be measured against Kanan's body language itself. Kanan will be not measured against other people's body language. So when we talk about voice, body language and also words, these are the three factors which are really important, and that is why we are more unique. There are other startups also which are giving you the same things, but they are not covering all the three channels of our communication. And that is why our answers or accuracy is much better than the existing AI startups. So if some people ask me that what are the few tips that we can understand or identify what people are thinking and feeling, there are certain tips which comes in very handy, which you should always remember. First thing is, how are you feeling in presence of that person, right? And do not neglect that feeling. People call it gut feeling, people call it intuition, some people call it sixth sense, but you will always feel how a person is, right? And that comes when you are non-judgmental and unbiased. If you think that certain community people are certain way, then it will not be developed. So you need to be unbiased that way. And first thing is, how are you feeling when you are talking to that person? Let's say somebody is interested in me in asking about body language, and I'll say, yeah, so body language is it's very good. It's you need to feel very confident, and So when a person is speaking like that, you get the feeling that the person is not interested, right? So feel that and understand that. That's the first thing. Second thing, when a person is talking to you, how much time their body is facing towards you, if it is an offline interaction. And you must have heard the songs by Shakira called as Hips Don't Lie. Right now, I will tell you another sentence which is called as Feet Don't Lie. If a person is actually interested to talk to you, both the feet will be pointed towards you, and that is given. It has to be there. Even if they are not making an eye contact, but the feet is towards you, then you know that the person is interested, right? Third thing, when the person is talking, or let's say you are talking and the person starts moving their head faster. So right now, let's say I'm introducing myself and the person is doing okay. But when I still continue to talk about myself and the person does okay, the head nod moves faster, understand the person is getting bored, or the person has already got your point, now the person wants to leave. It can be any of these three. So look at the head nod when you are talking to the other person. These three things will really save your time, money and energy. And the last part, how to connect with me. My name is Kanan Tandi, and you can connect with me through LinkedIn, and the company name is Cognito, Cognicue. You search Cognito and you will find Cognito in every other platform. We are there on Instagram, we are there on LinkedIn, we are there on Facebook, we are also there on Twitter. If personally you would like to connect with me, please connect with me through LinkedIn or Twitter or even Instagram or Facebook. You just have to mention that you had seen this series or this video, so that I know that this is a genuine connection request. That is the only request from my end. Thank you so much.